Hello, this is an unboxing video for the groov-e Retro Series personal CD player with anti-skip protection, CD-RW playback and an LCD display. What can I say about this? 20 tracks, programmable memory, random and intro play, repeat function, skip search function, 3.5mm stereo jack, earphone jacks, earphones included. They're going to be shit. Requires two AA batteries or a 4.5 volt DC power input, not supplied in the box, it's not surprisingly. So this is the model number GVPS1110 BK, presumably for black. I'm just going to get a pair of headphones and some batteries to try this out with. I'll be back in a tick. Okay, whoops. Nearly knocked the camera off there. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. Get the sellotape off. I always hate this bit. Okay. Now the reason I bought these, so these were £23. This was £23.50 from Tesco's. I just bought it tonight. The reason I'm getting it is because my previous personal CD player, which was this model here, which is a Philips, which has lasted me years. This one plays used to play MP3s. MP3 CDs, and it had sort of 100 seconds anti-skip protection. This is for some reason it's just suddenly stopped working. So that was the battery component, but yeah, it's a bit suspicious. It was working and then it's stopped working, even when you plugged it into the power socket. I don't know, I went for a long time with no use, and then I've kind of started using it again recently, and then it just gave up. It hasn't turned on since a while back. So I've dug this out. This is an even older model. This was a Matsui CD110A with just a 10-second anti-shock mechanism. But claiming to be dynamic bass boost system. It never really sounded very bassy to me. But this was relatively inexpensive. I think when I bought this, even when I bought this, it was inexpensive. But this does work on mains. I haven't tried it on the battery. Presumably it's still 2 AA's, yeah. When I tried it on the mains, what I found was that it was skipping on some of the CDs. So I don't think this is any good anymore, really. So those two old CD players I'm going to get rid of, and hopefully this is the replacement. Oh god, I'm going to have to get something sharp. Hold on. Okay, I'm back with you. Yeah, so this is the replacement for those two. I've been using an MP3 player for so long, I have questioned whether or not I needed a personal CD player, to be honest. And I'm still not 100% sure, but I've got so many CDs still that even though I do use my MP3 player, I think there's still some room for playing CDs, music on CD. That's connected to a pair of headphones. Talking of which, these are the earphones you get with it. Now these are probably going to be really bad. They're kind of yeah, I mean, just looking at them, I could tell they're not going to be great. Probably going to be a lot of sound leakage and so on with those, so I'm not going to use those. And instead I'm going to use these. So just put that to the side for 1 second. This is a case from I got from Poundland, which is only £1. Actually, I bought 2 of these because I think they're quite good. So these particular earphones are the I got them from HMV. They're the Marley Chant in-ear headphones, and pretty good headphones, really. I mean, I paid about £18, I think it was, for them. I think they were on sale in HMV, but it's one of those cons, really, because HMV had it on sale for like 2 years. So they're not really that cheap. But yeah, they're kind of 8mm micro speakers in them. Not a bad sound, actually. The one trouble, I think the main problem with these is the isolation. The cord is got this material sort of covering over it, so it helps with this kind of tangle-free kind of, although they claim to be tangle-free. I've never actually encountered a pair of earphones that was completely tangle-free. It does offer some advantages over normal wire. It is fairly stiff material, but the main problem is if you're moving around a lot, you get a lot of noise from the kind of material. The noise of the wire kind of reverberates through the join into the actual headphone, which is very unpleasant. The sound quality of the earphone itself is good, and it's got a nice kind of wooden finish on it, which I quite like, and it's got a good sound. It's quite bassy, but yes, unfortunately, it really suffers from any movement that you happen to be doing. So it's not the best in that sense, but nevertheless, a decent pair of earphones. So those are the earphones that I'm going to be trying this out with. So let's have a look at the unit itself. Okay, so it comes like this. Battery compartment is here. As I said, it takes 2 AA batteries. I've got a couple of cheap batteries that I bought from Aldi, I think, which I'm going to put in there. So let me just, have I put those in the right way around? Yeah. So I'm going to try this out, and I shall let you know how I get on. I'm going to try it with the first CD I picked up, which is a Rancid CD, and out come the Wolves. Yeah, I never heard any Rancid until I picked this up from a charity shop a couple of weekends ago. So it wasn't quite what I was expecting, actually. But yeah, I've only heard it about once, so I haven't really formed an opinion of it in all seriousness. So anyway, that's the CD I'm going to try it out with, and the only other thing you get in the box is this set of instructions. So I'll let you know how I get on. Okay, well, the sound was okay, nothing too special, but it worked okay. I thought I'd show the operation now of the unit. So the headphone socket is 3.5 mm socket. There is a kind of a dial switch here for the volume, and a DC or AC/DC, whichever DC adapter socket. The buttons on the face are plastic. There's a open unit up, which is pretty simple. There's a fast forward skip, a track skip, sorry, a forward track skip, a rewind skip, a program button, a mode button, a stop button and a play and a pause button. Play and pause are shared, and a LCD display. So you load a CD, close it, and it doesn't start up. You have to wake it up by pressing play once, and then I think it tells you the track number, and it starts playing. ESP, I think, stands for the I'm not quite sure what it stands for. Something electronic skip protection, possibly. I don't know. There's a funny sort of looking sort of backward L shape next to the track number. That's not part of the track number, I don't think. Until your tracks get into double digits, and then it is, and then you've got the elapsed time of the track next to the track number. So to skip track, you press the skip button. So now we're on track 2, and you can go back, skip to track 1. Does it? It does. Yeah, it does go back. So track 19 on this particular CD is the last CD. So I think that when you go to track 1, anything below 1 is a bit confusing to have that. Ah, it's a 0. It should be a 0. Okay. Well, you only saw part of that 0 at first, so that's a bit potentially confusing. Okay, so what are the modes? So the mode button is the third button along, and you press it once to repeat the track that you're playing. You press it twice to repeat the whole album. You press it again, third time, to only play the intros of each track. And you press it again for it to select a random to skip randomly. So we're just going to try that random skipping. So we're going to go from track 1, then jumps to track 19 in fact, and then track 7, and track 15, and so on. So that's random. So I'm going to turn that mode off. Okay, so it's just playing track 15 at the moment. I'm going to program it. I never understood why you'd want to program it to play a CD in a particular order, really. I can understand shuffling tracks when you've got something like an iPod, but with I don't know, an album-sized CD, would you really want to spend time programming it? I don't think so. But if you did, it's easy enough to do that. You press the program function button, and then you select the track. So I'm going to select track 3, and to store that you press the program button again. Just make sure I'm pressing the right one, and then you select your next track, which in this case is going to be track 6, and press program again to store, and then again you need to select program. This is why you'd never do it, it's so bloody fiddly. Press it again. So okay, so to play your selected program, you just press play, and it will play track 3. I'll skip on to the next track, which is track 6, and I'll skip it again to 9. So there you go. Just going to zoom out a little bit and show you what I think I'm going to be using this for. So I subscribe to Metal Hammer magazine, and I've got all of these sort of compilation discs that you get free with the magazine, and basically you could put them on an iPod, but it's just going to fill up the space, and why bother? You're probably not going to hear most of these tracks again. So so that's the kind of thing that I will probably be using it for mostly, so that I don't spend time having to rip this stuff to computer, to MP3, to load onto my iPod and keep all of the disk space, use all of the disk space up on my computer and my iPod. I'd rather use that for albums that I've bought either digitally or ripped from CDs that I bought in the past. So as you can see, I've got quite a few of these knocking about. So yeah, these are kind of, you know, you get the odd track on them that is worth listening to, but generally, you know, it's the odd track rather than all of them. So some of them I've actually bought albums on the back of some of the tracks I've liked from these compilation CDs. So they're not terrible. It's not a terrible idea, but they're just things that I probably wouldn't want to keep. So anyway, so I've got, as you can see, quite a few of those. That's probably what I'm going to be using it for mostly. This was a review of the retro groov-e personal CD player. Thanks for watching.